No, you're fine.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today we're going to present to you our ToK presentation, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So, how many people know what volition means? Okay. Volition is actually the faculty or power of using one's will, which means many of us claim that we are in charge of our own will. However, today we will attempt to provoke thought and to what extent this is true. Today we are exposed to subliminal advertising or messaging without being aware. Subliminal messages are stimuli that lie below our threshold of conscious awareness. We will explore the different factors that affect our choices through emotion, language, and reason. For emotion, Professor Liddy from the University College of London states there has been much speculation which is proven to be true whether people can process emotional information unconsciously, for example, pictures, faces, and words. This is why subliminal messages are usually sex-related, since it's emotionally appealing to the viewers.
So we also use language as a way of knowing to read and perceive these subliminal messages. Subliminal messages could be thought of as a language of communication to the subconscious mind. They are designed to target the subconscious section of your brain system as the center of all reactions.
Memory plays a vital role in this, since we unconsciously store all seen things into our subconscious mind and are later awakened when an event triggers it. The real-life incident that has intrigued us is significant and has taken place in South Korea. An English neuromarketer was hired by Dunkin' Donuts. Her objective was to develop and execute a plan to bring loyal customers to Dunkin' Donuts and raise sales in an attempt to achieve economies of scale. In order to do so, the neuromarketer decided to neurologically provoke potential customers to buy coffee from Dunkin' Donuts, since many Korean commuters tend to buy coffee from Dunkin' Donuts competitors or other local shops. The coffee, the Dunkin' Donuts product did not receive the expected amount of sales. The neuromarketer used the specific scent of the Dunkin' Donuts coffee in a smell dispenser in a bus, so that it sprays the smell of coffee at the very moment the Dunkin' Donuts commercial appears on the radio. As soon as people step down from the bus, they will see the Dunkin' Donuts advertisement on the bus stop bench. After only a month, the sales for Dunkin' Donuts coffee alone rose to more than 29%, and in addition, a 16% increase in customer visits. Given the statistics I have just provided, it is proven that such promotional methods for products is proven to be effective, since it did increase sales. Now, this leads to ethical or legal issues, since it is argued to be unethical or not legal for multinational companies to advertise in this way. And this leads us to the question our presentation is based upon. If we do not make our decisions, then who does? This use of subliminal advertising is not new. It had started in 1957 when James Vicari, a market researcher from Michigan, experimented subliminal advertising in the movie Picnic in 1957. He did so by adding frames that lasted for only 10 milliseconds throughout the movie, which read, "Hungry, eat popcorn, and drink Coca-Cola." These flashed for only 10 milliseconds throughout the movie. Now, after this, sales for Coca-Cola rose by 58% and popcorn by 11%. Vicari claimed that this method would be a modern way to advertise products. Instead of having to wait for advertisements in the middle of a series or in the middle of a movie, this use of subliminal advertising is a new method to promote products. However, this led to universal debate. In 2011, the BBC conducted an experiment on 99 people in order to see the effect of subliminal advertising on viewers. they offered these 99 people chips before entering the movie auditorium so that they would feel thirsty. Similar to Vicari's experiment, the word Lipton appeared several times, too quick for conscious perception. After the movie, the group was given a survey on what they would like to drink. They had the choice between choosing a Lipton beverage or water. 63% chose the Lipton beverage. Do you think this is a coincidence? Now, moving on to the Federal Communications Commission. This is an extract from the company. It says, the Commission sometimes receives complaints regarding the alleged use of subliminal perception techniques in broadcast programming. Subliminal programming is designed to be perceived on a subconscious level only. Regardless of whether it is effective, the broadcast of subliminal material is inconsistent with a station's obligation to serve the public interest because it is designed to be deceptive. Now, we can clearly know that the stand of the FCC is strongly against the use of subliminal advertising because it deceives viewers. In 1974, the FCC banned the Husker Du commercial in the USA because viewers allegedly claimed that they saw the words "get it" flash up several times throughout the 1-minute commercial. This commercial was banned only a month after being broadcasted. However, after this, the FCC had no further claims that there have been any use of subliminal advertising in any movie scenes or so on.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to perform a simple experiment on you, and I'm going to need 3 volunteers. So who would like? 1, 2, and 3. So, if you please look at this. Here we have 12 numbers spaced out in a circular form. Okay? I'm going to ask you to pick one number from 1 to 12 and keep it to yourself. Don't tell it to anyone. You got it? So imagine you're starting at 12. You're standing here. I want you to spell out your number going clockwise with your first letter starting on 1. For example, your number was 3, you go T-H-R-E-E, 2 T-W-O, and so on. Okay? I'm not going to look at you, so you know I'm not. I don't know what your number is. Okay, next. You just landed on a new number. For example, if your number was 5, I'd like to spell out 5 clockwise again. Then you start at 6. F-I-V-E. Do that again. Now you're at your last number, and you're going to do it once more. Imagine you're on 9, you go N-I-N-E. So start the voice of the next number. Okay, I know your number is not an 8. Your number is also not on 4. It's not on 12. It's not on 2. Okay. Now you're on your final number. This is the last number you're going to get. For example, if you were on 7, I'd like you to spell out 7 by skipping these empty spaces, which means you start your word here, which is S-E-V, and so on. So just skip that space. Okay. Now, 3 of you picked 3 different numbers in the beginning. We don't know what they were. But what if 3 of you actually landed on the same number? Like, 3 of you all landed on 6. Let me explain to you. This is actually an experiment designed for any number you pick from the start. By me telling you what to do, you always end on my result by falling into my trap. And I knew from the start you're going to land on 6, no matter what number you pick. Thank you. Well, this is what industries actually do in real life. For example, I'm going to use Tesco as a supermarket in England as an example. When you walk into a supermarket, you probably want to spend as little money as you possibly can. But the supermarket wants you to spend as much money as possible. So what do? As you enter the store, your senses begin to tingle. Your smell, your sight, and all that. First thing you will see are the fresh products. For example, vegetables, fruits, or maybe flowers. And these products have vibrant colors, which will put you in a good mood as soon as you enter the supermarket. Which means if you're happy, the happier you are, the more you'll spend. Also, your sense of smell will be activated. You'll smell the fresh bread or even roasted. And you smell the fresh bread or the roasted chicken and so on. And it'll make you hungry in the supermarket. Sometimes you'll buy more if you're hungry, or even sometimes you'll buy something in the supermarket and eat it. So that still increases this selling rate. Also, they use also your hearing in the supermarket. They usually play slow music, like slow rhythm music, which makes you actually walk slower with your trolley. The more time you spend in the supermarket, the more you'll buy. So there are several strategies that supermarkets use in order to maximize sales rates. For example, as you said before, usually they put their best-selling products at reachable heights. For example, the middle shelves on the product stands usually are the items that sell the most. Why? Because they're the ones you see first. And also, if you want to reach high or lower, it's an awkward position, and you just don't do that. So they usually just reach for the middle shelf. And usually, they actually put the same product with just different brands on the lower shelves on higher prices at lower prices, but you guys don't realize that. Customers don't even realize. The second way that they use also to sell more products is they target children. Children who once they target the children will target their parents, which means that they put the products that children like, such as branded toothpaste or toothbrushes with cartoons. They usually cost more than just ordinary toothpaste. And what they do, they put these on the lower stands so the children can see them, and the children will take them to their parents, and the parents will not say no to them. So the final way of actually, the most important, I think, is the special offers that they use to strategize the way they sell. They usually put at the end of each aisle, in big masses, a product like in large amounts, and they put it with a big sign saying special offer, buy one, get one free. And these signs are usually put up in bright yellow. They put bright yellow because they want the customers to see it and capture their attention straight away. And these buy one, get one free thing is actually beneficial for you, but it's also very beneficial for the supermarket. Because you are buying cheap products just because you're buying cheap products because you're getting one free, and they're just selling even more than they're supposed to. And all these strategies tend to increase the sales profit of the supermarket. And nothing in modern supermarket is left to chance. Everything in the store is thought through and managed in order to encourage customers to spend more money. No supermarket ever forced the customer to make a purchase. The psychological approach is much more subtle. Tesco made £1.1 billion in 6 months, over 6 million pounds every day. Remember, things in stores are not always what they seem. The appearance of the shop staff may be also described to create an impression to specialized products and expertise that is partly in place to encourage extra sales.
Okay, so how do we actually discipline our message? There are two main divisions of one's mind, the conscious level and the subconscious level. The unconscious or subconscious level is the part of your mind that works beneath your usual level of awakening, or the conscious mind, also known as the conscious mind. This makes up 50 to almost 60% of your brain. Whereas the conscious mind, which makes up only 10%, is categorized as the emotional and desired section of the mind. Whereas the subconscious mind only acts as a computer and functions given a situation. Sigmund Freud, an Austrian neurologist, also known as the father of psychoanalysis, suggested a unique approach to this idea, this being comparing the mind to an iceberg. The tip of the iceberg would be the conscious mind, and everything below the water would be the unconscious level. For example, Sigmund Freud states this quote: "The conscious mind may be compared to a fountain playing in the sun and falling back into the great subterranean pool of subconscious from which it rises." Does anyone have a clue what that means?
So like a fountain is connected to a bigger water source, so that it shoots out from the floor, but all you see is the water that shoots out, but underneath there's a lot more water. So the water underneath is supposed to represent the subconscious mind, and the water that's left out, the conscious ideas that we express.
Yes, that's actually exactly it. The water, the subterranean water, is actually our subconscious. And everything that's coming out is the conscious. But there should be something to awaken it, which would be an event. For example, let me give you an example. Right now, everyone is here listening to me. Subconsciously, you guys have stored many different things throughout your lives. For example, if now I was to tell you what is your phone number, I have put an event on you that awakened your subconscious to give you that number. Another example is when you're driving. When you first start learning how to drive, you're driving and you're taking care of everything because you don't really know what's going on. So you're doing everything at a conscious level, sorry. When you drive for a lot of years and all of that, everything becomes subconscious because you do it intuitively. You know this is happening and all of that. A recent study that I've come across in BBC is Ran Hassin is a professor of social psychology. He conducted an experiment where he put information into the participants' mind without them actually realizing it's being done. This was done through continuous flash suppression. This is actually a way where they use the fact that we have two eyes. In one eye, they gave every participant glasses. In one eye of the lens, there were colorful squares being flashed throughout the suppression, like of squares being flashed in it, and they were so distracting that the people could not realize the other information that was being given to them in the other lens. After that, they were given simple arithmetic equations. So after that, they gave them two answers: the wrong answer to one equation and the right answer to the same equation. Immediately, they could answer. They could choose. They had like seconds to pick the correct answer, and they immediately chose the correct answer because they were being subconsciously prone to pick that answer. So what does this mean? Therefore, the results suggest that the unconscious mind has a complex and intricate capacities. This relates to the subliminal advertising, since the advertisement and messages control your thought of patterns to degrees without your knowledge. But is this ethical?
So what we're left to conclude is actually all these methods and strategies are actually legal. As previously shown, subliminal advertising is prohibited in the United States. Violation of this law results to the company being sued in court. Despite no further claims of subliminal advertising since 1974, companies tend to bend the law of subliminal advertising.
Now, due to rapid globalization, we as universal viewers, consumers, or even loyal customers to these multinational companies, we are exposed to deception unconsciously. However, we have no proof to support our claim that we are being triggered to fall in these traps. As my peer Muhammad here said, when you walk to a supermarket and you find all these attractive products placed on purpose just to trigger consumers to fall in the trap of buying these products, if I want to go and sue the man who owns the supermarket, I have no proof. He could say he simply placed them over there, and if I was subconsciously deceived, it's my problem. And again, we want to conclude to you, the audience, if we are not the ones who make our own decisions, then who is it? Oh, and a random question. Between Snickers, Mars, and Kit Kat, what do you guys choose?
Yeah.
Raise your hand for Kit Kat.
Who is on Kit Kat?
Let's get So 28 for the raise your hand for Mars.
Who likes Snickers?
I like water.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 3 for Mars. Snickers? 1, 2, 3,
4.
4. Okay. Now, what if I told you that you were unconsciously deceived? We deceived you. Show them. Show them. Oh, there we go. Does anyone see it?
No.
You see it? What if I tell you we told you that this KitKat logo was used more than 30 times throughout this presentation? We used this KitKat logo more than 30 times. And so in other words, we're shoving it up your face. And this is so here in this presentation, we claimed an existing hypothesis. We claimed the existing hypothesis that subliminal advertising actually provokes people to buy products, and throughout this, we proved this hypothesis effective by getting the majority to vote for KitKat because you saw it more than 30 times unconsciously.
You don't think you saw it, but subconsciously you saw it.
Yeah, it's scientifically proven. If you subconsciously saw it, you still won't.
Thank you.
Anyway. Questions? Thank you very much.